Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting live stream here today. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other nigga got a hip and shouted he not out. Who set the city on fire?
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the live stream. I'm your host, K.L.P Lucas. Welcome to the K.L.P Afterparty. Oh, we got a good one for y'all today. Heck yeah, we do.
Mississippi to Philly, Albuquerque to Chat Town.
Hey. Break 'em out, break 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Happy New Year, y'all. It's 2024. We ready. Who's ready for another exciting podcast? I am so ready. So ready for this podcast here today. Welcome to all the people that's tuning in live right now. Better than mine. Hey, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey, 212. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the K.L.P Aftermath, K.L.P Afterparty podcast, live stream. To everybody who had a good 2023. I hope you had a good 2023. 2024 is ready. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey, hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. In the air now. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the K.L.P Afterparty podcast. I'm your host, K.L.P Lucas. Yes, we had to play a little tip, little T.I.P, because we got an exciting podcast here today. Now, obviously, with this show, we can't really play music the entirety of the show because that's not the purpose of the show, right? So, welcome to the K.L.P Afterparty podcast. I'm your host again, K.L.P Lucas. We're here live in our studios of K.L.P Studios, right here in Atlanta. Thank y'all so much for staying tuned for, not only just an exciting podcast here today, because, this is the podcast that I really do enjoy, to really dabble on into and to really get into it. I really, really do. So I do want to thank everybody who is staying tuned for the podcast today. I really do appreciate it. Now, we've got a great one for y'all today as well. We've got some things to talk about. So congratulations to everybody who, celebrated New Year's Eve, right? If you had any plans for New Year's, congratulations. And, happy New Year's Eve to all of us out there, all my fan base that are staying tuned with the shows, and everybody who's just really, really have been enjoying their New Year's Eve. Now, I know a lot of people went out. A lot of people are going to ask me, hey, what did I do for my New Year's Eve? As we get a fan base. Now, if you guys are familiar with the show, by the way, this live stream, if you will, this is a special type of show where we do on Instagram Live as well. And a lot of people tune in. And when you tune in, I give you a shout out. So shout out to Zach Griffin. Shout out to Zach Griffin for sure. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you, man. Long time friend of mine from the Jones County era. Shout out to Jones County. Now, do I remember Jones County? Yes, I do. So shout out to you, Zach Griffin. And as we get another new person on here, 10, and I'm looking at the screen here, 10 High Islam. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Thank you for staying tuned. For the 2 people that tuned into the stream so far, share it with you guys. Share it with your friends. Share it, good old buddy K.L.P Kennedy Lucas live on Instagram right now on this rockin' January 1st. Yes, I didn't do much. I'm going to be honest. I didn't do anything on New Year's. I don't know. It's weird because I know a lot of people who want to who go out and celebrate the New Year's, right? And I love the New Year's. I love the idea of the New Year's. But I don't know, guys. I felt like I kind of got a little bit older, if you will. And when I get a little bit older, my going out tends to be a little different, if that makes sense. Now, it's a lot of difference when it comes down to going out and drinking and having a good time. I remember, and I'm not afraid to say this story, and because I think I probably podcast about this story too. I actually am on the kick where I'm not drinking or consuming alcohol as much as I would like to anymore, because I've had a really scary experience. We went to this Halloween party, and the Halloween party was lit, by the way. It was amazing. It was a great Halloween party. Shout out to my friend Mutzi and Phil. Shout out to Phil too. Phil is a good friend of mine. Happy birthday, Phil. But yeah, I went to this Halloween party, and I did a right? It was a moment where you're not supposed to, and people say you're not supposed to mix your drinks, and I did, and I mixed the drinks because I wanted to have a great time, right? Obviously, it's Halloween. I was Batman this year, so I needed to have a grand time and to really have fun on Halloween. So I ended up mixing my drinks by accident, not knowing that I did, because at this point I was far gone. So I was chugging it back, having a great time, and I was not myself, right? I was, dehydrated. I felt like I was going to faint. I scared my little brother, because my little brother came to the party and he was calling my name so many times, and I just couldn't respond. And hey, I didn't know who I was, what I was doing. I didn't know any of that. So I ended up, getting sick from that. And, I don't want to say it was alcohol poisoning, because it wasn't, but I just felt really, really bad. And I just didn't feel like myself. I felt really, really sick. So hence of this whole thing, I needed a break. I needed a time out for drinking for a second, right? Just for a minute, because I just didn't like how the way I was feeling. So fast forward to New Year's Eve last night, I didn't go out, right? I just wanted to stay in. And honestly, I needed some rest, y'all. Obviously, this week, we have a lot of great things. Not only our radio shows and this live stream we're doing for you guys right now, but the radio shows that we got going on, cooking out right now. We have a lot of things we've got to get done this week, and I just needed to be in my A game. So I wanted to have a moment to rest. I wanted to have a moment to have that time out where I can just go and sleep and have a great time and just sleep. So I did nothing last night. I cooked some really nice dinner. I watched a couple movies. I did some video games. There's just this game that I have. It's called Fire Emblem Engage, and this is my gaming bag now. Shout out to Nintendo. So Fire Emblem Engage is this Nintendo game that it came out, and it was actually nominated for a Game of the Year awards. I forgot what category it was nominated for, but it was a really, really fun game. I gave it a shot. It was an RPG turnstile type of game from the Fire Emblem series, and I haven't really had that much time to play those type of games, right? So I wanted to give it a shot. I gave it a shot, and it was fun. It was very, very fun for sure. As we get a new person, I know this person. Shout out to you, my brother Ryan. I had to add a little extra. Ryan, if you guys know Ryan, right? My brother. Shout out to him. Shout out to him because I'm very, very excited. We had a great Christmas and a great New Year's. Me and Ryan, we go heavily when we play our Mario Karts, right? When we play Mario Kart, we dabble on into it and we have a great time. So shout out to you. So now, fast forward to the New Year's, right? I got to tell y'all how my New Year's was. I gotta tell you that. Now, as we get somebody else here, I like it. People come chiming in right now. Summer camp, and I'm sorry, 28. Sorry, the screens, my screens are way farther back than what you guys see. So shout out to you. Thank you. You tuned into the K.L.P Afterparty podcast. This is where we go live on Instagram and we just talk about stuff. This is a show where we like to. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you tuned into the show live right now, if you have a song that you want me to play, I will be glad to play it for you on this live stream. So if you want a song, a favorite song of yours played to start the 2024 off right, put it in the chat. I will find it and play it live for you guys as well. But I got to play this artist. Right, because if you tune into the beginning of the stream, you notice the song that I played for sure, and I'm looking for the one that I like the most. Okay, we'll play this one. Check this out, y'all. Sorry about the N-word, by the way, but you know that's just how we do on our shows here, you know. Uh-oh. That's Lil Jon too. He cussing a storm up in here. Hey. Yeah. Come on now. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Hey. Stand up. Hey. Now, I'm just playing the melody here. There's a theme to this, right? This is my favorite, actually. And little thing stopping. Big shit. Hey. 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 Yeah, there's a theme to this, y'all. Hey. And little thing stopping. Big shit popping and little shit stopping. Hey. Lonely's. Hey. Do it. So there's a reason why I'm playing this, of course. Let me turn it down just a little bit. So I'm getting hyped because there's a reason why I'm playing T.I. in this stream today. Sorry about the N-words, by the way. You know, I'm working on that because I know a lot of people don't like that word, but you know, it's just the artist saying it. So calm down. Yeah. So a highlight to my Christmas Eve, and Christmas week off, I guess if you would say, I was debating on which show I was going to talk about this on, and I just couldn't decide. I couldn't decide on K.L.P Aftermath or K.L.P in the morning. So we're just going to do it here on K.L.P Afterparty podcast. Yes. So I did something very, very fun the last couple of days. I want to say last Friday it was. And I went to not only my very first concert, and T.I., we're going to have to break you down just a little bit. Hold on. There we go. So I went to a symphony, right? And if you guys don't know, a symphony is when an orchestra comes together and they play music on the orchestra level. I'm excited to talk about this because it was T.I.'s symphony. T.I. had a symphony at the Woodruff Arts Center next to the High Museum right here downtown Atlanta. And we went to go see it. and it was amazing. It was me, my mom, and a couple of my brothers and sisters that came down to this event, and it was formal, right? It was very, very formal when it comes down to this. It was a event where you had to dress up, right? It was an event that we had, VIP and the after party that came along with the show, right? And everybody's flowing in looking fly as hell. I'm looking fly as hell in one of my suits. Everybody's looking good. Everybody's doing their thing. And it was a very, very fun time because, the impact where you sit down, right? And I'll walk y'all through the whole experience here on the podcast. So it's me and my brother. Me and them, we went to inside the building, and thank God for my brother because they drove. So I went in, and we're getting our tickets, we're getting our wristbands, and you would not believe who was there. Now there are some celebrities that were there, right? Not a very few, but I was kind of hoping to see like Atlanta celebrities like Killer Mike or Big Boy and Outkast and whatnot. We didn't quite see them. But what I saw, the first person I saw was DJ Tome. Now, DJ Tome, he is a Grammy Award-winning producer and DJ. So I saw him. I saw the mayor of Atlanta, Andre Dickens, was there, right? And I also saw Raphael Warnock that was there as well. I also saw Lakeisha Bottoms. Again, I do not care for Lakeisha Bottoms. I am glad that she's not. And I'll say this live here on the show. I don't care. I am not a Lakeisha Bottoms fan. I think she was very, very messy as mayor. I'm glad that she's out of office, and I hope she gets her life together. I really do. That's just how I feel. I'm not going to talk so much politics into the show. I'm not a fan. But what I am a fan of, Andre Dickens was there. Raphael Warnock was there, right? Tiny, T.I.'s wife, was there, obviously, in the front row. And we did give... I want to say close to front row seats. I want to say we were on the third row, right? So it's like A, B, and C. And I believe we were on B, right? So we're sitting down. Everybody's looking good. Everybody's ready for the turn up. And, you think, and some people thought that this was going to be like a symphony where the orchestra was playing. And this is what I thought too, guys. I thought this was going to be an orchestra where they will play some of T.I.'s hits, right? And T.I. is at this event chilling. No, we got a whole T.I. concert is what we got. I was not expecting that. So obviously T.I. is celebrating 20 years of trap music, right? I just played some of his, one of my favorites. There's many, many more songs that T.I. has done. Those are just my favorites. But T.I. celebrating 20 years of trap music. T.I. has been an artist for years, right? Whether it's from his rapping, from his music catalog, down to his acting and his producing. And actually, he's a reality star too, right? So he had his own, I think it's called The Family Hustle or The Family Grand Hustle, the reality show that came out, right? So he's done a lot of great stuff, right, in his career. He's still, and he's on I just remembered another show from Netflix is called Rhyme and Flow, where he is a competition where he's scouting talent to come out and to, rap for him, and then he signs them, right? So he has his own thing going on, and he's right here native in Atlanta, right? So I got very excited because, we're sitting down. I'm looking fly. I'm ready to go. Because I didn't know what I was going to expect. I didn't. So what ended up happening, we turned into a concert, right? And T.I.'s like, hey, what up, Atlanta? You know how like T.I., talks, right? So the symphony starts, and I'm like, I'm excited. I don't know, because I'd never seen T.I. in person. Honestly, I never did, right? So T.I. comes on stage, and everybody's like, oh, my God. Everybody's like, oh my God, ready to go. And I was excited because, obviously I've met some celebrities in my lifetime, right? I met DJ Envy in person. I met The Miz in person, right? So it's always cool when you see celebrities in real time, in real life. You can physically see them, not just from a screen or from a video that they're in. You actually physically see them, right? So we saw T.I. T.I. comes up and he's doing his thing. And let me tell you, and I'm not dick riding. That's one thing I'm not doing. I love rap music, first of all. I love hip hop. And I like T.I., right? T.I. held his own at his concert at the Symphony. He held his own. And that really, really gets me excited when artists can really rap their own and they can really do their thing for sure. And I get really, really excited when it comes down to it because it's just, it's really, really exciting when it comes down to having T.I. doing his thing. And then I'm just trying to get some music queued up for it because I just really like his songs. I like his new songs now. This one album is called Paperwork. I really like that one as well. We're going to have that queued up in a minute. But it was really, really cool to see T.I. in person. It was really, really cool to see that, it's a whole legacy that he started and he's still doing it, right? My mom told me this thing that happened. She went inside the building before we got there and she's getting ready to get seated to her seat. And, T.I. shook her hand, right? And I missed it because she went to the building before we did. So I couldn't really see it physically with my own eyes. But my mom was telling me that and she said that, yeah, T.I. said hey to me like we were friends, like we knew each other. So it's just like, it's really, really cool to be at a kind of a celebrity type event. This event was very, very fun. It wasn't cheap to go to, right? Only the best of the best. And if you got it, you can really live out and really go to this type of event because it is formal. It is, you get the backstage and then the after party and you get to see you do see a lot of celebrities. I have seen a lot of celebrities that were there. So I get really, really, really excited when it comes down to having celebrities come to these type of events. And I don't know, it's really, really cool in my opinion. It really gets me going. I do say to a lot of people, if you do go to these type of events, to always be yourself. You can ask for pictures, right? Because a lot of people did ask Tiny for a picture. A lot of people asked Andre Dickens and Raphael Warnock for pictures, right? And it was funny about Warnock because when I was coming in, and I was near my brother, we were getting our wristbands, and then Warnock, I'm sure he had like other people like crowding him and kind of like his security in a way because he is our Georgia senator, right? So he's coming in like, hey, I'm the boss, right? And then I looked over and I looked at Ron, like, you know who that is, right? And he was like, who? Well, that's Warnock, right? So it's really, really cool to go to something like this. A lot of people got a lot of amazing pictures and a lot of people turned up, I can tell that people who were there got some pictures, but I can tell that everybody had to keep it professional. And that's one thing that I'm learning to do when I see a celebrity, not to be that geeked out fan where I'm harassing you a little bit just to get a picture. Like you don't want to do that to a celebrity. Like celebrities, if they cool enough, right, they're able to have fun and okay, yeah, come over, take a picture because you don't seem crazy. So it's a cool dynamic. It was cool to see T.I. in person again. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Definitely shout out to you.
With Chopper going off in the hood, man, like
yes.
Afghanistan or the Gaza Strip.
Hey.
Yeah. We hear so much, we probably know him to it by now.
So that's T.I. from his latest album called Paperwork. Hey.
Free just to murder me.
Land of the handgun.
Land of the
home of the shotgun.
Cursed by the hate withdrawn.
You dead if you ain't got one.
Just you know
It was like this before I got here, baby. I ain't doing it.
So good, so good.
Turn it. Aye. You said it the home of the brave, I get. I said it the home of the K's and the vet. All alone with the J, smoking yay cause he's stressed. Home cold with the test, up the spray for respect. I learned from the bed, you can stay in the jet. Fought word from the best, burn a rubber in the bed. It's as good as it get, you can play with the red. Then I got older and learned stay away from the red. God bless you. The hustle up and make.
I did that wrong. All right, so like I said, I can't play music the whole time. But shout out to T.I. again, man. 20 years of trap music is quite amazing for sure. Really good. I really enjoy. I enjoy music in general. I really do. So yeah, moving on to our topics of conversation, if you will, when it comes down to this type of show. Again, I do want to thank you guys for tuning in, for the K.L.P Aftermath podcast, if you will. But yeah, that was my New Year's, right? That was my New Year's, going to the symphony and going to the gym as usual. But I wanted to talk about this show. Of course, the show that is out right now is called Singles Inferno. And I was going to talk about this on the K.L.P Aftermath as a review, but, it's not. I mean, I've talked about it before many times. I always tell people to go check it out because it is a show that is quite amazing for sure. It really gets me going when it has something to do with, romance. And I wonder, and this is the question that I propose to a lot of people as we get, I'm researching something about the show. Do you guys ever wonder when it comes down to these dating shows? Because Netflix is the king of it right now, right? Netflix has it to where there's so many relationship competition shows where you're meaning to find your significant other. And then my question to you guys about it, do you think people in the competition shows, do you think that they would end up being together after the fact, or is it just, for show? I always wonder that. I always wonder if it's just for show, simply because, you got a lot of these shows out here that are out, and these shows where, especially Singles Inferno, where they have it to where these and this is a Korean show, so it's a very fantastic show. But when people go out and try out for these shows, and they might meet their lover, right, their significant other, if you will, do you think that they're going to go out and really date each other outside of these walls, like outside of the island, for an example, for Singles Inferno? Or is it all a hoax when it comes down to show production, right? Season 3, by the way, of Singles Inferno is available right now. Newer episodes come out tomorrow. So I get very stoic about the next episodes of these shows, but I got to thinking about, do they really like each other, or they're just saying that they like each other because they know that they're on camera, right? Because how do you know when you really know someone and you really want to get to date and get to know someone, right? So I really get I get in my head and my feelings about it, because I really do think about it a whole heck of a lot. And then based off this show, individuals that are in the show, right, they are from different parts of Korea, some even China, right? So I get in my brain about, okay, so if they end up falling in love from this show, you've got person A, and because their names I don't want to butcher, but person A is in China, right, and person B is in Korea. How will that work? Because I tell a lot of people, I don't think the whole long distance relationship thing, I don't think it works. I really don't think that it works when it comes down to finding that good relationships, when it comes down to really getting to know someone, and if you're from different parts of the world. So I never really understood it, but I've seen a lot of people. You even asked, is that long distance relationship? Hey, you can make it work when it's long distance, but I just don't see that it's working. Based on what I've seen, I might be wrong, because some people found love doing that. I know friends who found love on Tinder, right? So I never seen it to work that well, but I always wondered that to a lot of people that compete in these type of shows, that do you think that they're going to, fall in love outside of these walls? I also wanted to know, and this is just, it's open and a question for everybody, do you guys think that they get paid a lot to do the show, right? That's another thing that I always wanted to know about how shows will work when it comes down to having competitors or people a part of the show. Do they get paid, right? Then the reason why I bring this up, because I've been watching Judge Steve Harvey. Shout out to Steve Harvey, by the way. Another Atlanta native, by the way, if you will. So Steve Harvey's latest show, Judge Steve Harvey. I've been watching because I think it's funny, it's hilarious, and it seems like this show is good, but and obviously it's not real court. It's not a real court show because it says in the credits that Steve Harvey is not a judge, right? So or a lawyer. So we all know that, but how much do they get paid? Let's say, and I noticed this in a lot of episodes that Steve Harvey has, to where some of the episodes there are not where the plaintiff or the defendant is paying each other back, but the court is paying off something. Let's say, for an example, because this is an episode that's in my mind right now. Let's say Steve Harvey has the plaintiff and the defendant, right? Husband and I think it was a husband and wife suing each other, or boyfriend and girlfriend suing each other. The husband wants to marry the wife, but financials and that stuff is expensive. By all people who get married, good luck to you. But he wanting to get married, right? But it's so expensive. So then you got the wife that would love to get married, but then she take care of him a lot, and they got 2 kids together and whatnot. So at the end of the show, there is a resolution that Steve Harvey says the court will pay $25,000 for you two to have that perfect wedding and for you, sir, to go get a ring. Right? So I wonder with that, now, is this something that the network would pay for it? Is Steve paying for it? Because I get it. If Steve is paying for it, that makes more sense because, Steve, celebrity, celebrities will donate thousands of dollars to something, and it looks like, hey, I'm giving that away because of the kindness of my heart. And Steve Harvey could be, right? But then a lot of people say, okay, this is a tax write-off because we're in January right now and tax season is on the way, so we need some tax write-offs, right? Because we made some money, right? So we all know how that game works. So I always wondered, does it have it to where Steve Harvey is able to pay that? Is he doing it for a tax write-off, or is the network paying them originally how much it would cost for them to appear on the show? Obviously, some of the parts of that show might be scripted, right? There's a lot of things going on when it comes down to a show being scripted, and it's the network will pay for it. It's the script. If you want to become an actor, hey, you want to be on TV? Bam, there you go. We got something for you, right? So it's just one of those things that I always think about when you think about Hollywood. You think about these competition shows, like I mentioned earlier, Singles Inferno, down to Steve Harvey's show, to where it could be the network will pay for their case because that's how much it's going to cost them to get on TV or whatnot. So I always wondered that way when it comes down to TV magic. For sure, I really want to indulge in that a little bit more. So I'm going to do some research when it comes down to that. Now, before we wrap up the show here today, I did want to do a special topic, and it's a basically simple topic here on the show, to share with you guys my New Year's resolution. A lot of people, and shout out to everybody who's ready for 2024, by the way. So 2024 is here. January 1st is today, and I wanted to share with everybody out there my New Year's resolution. I think I might have mentioned this in the first live stream we did, so I hope that you guys may have watched it. But I got some plans. I've got some extremely good plans when it comes down to New Year's. The New Year is here. One of my plans is in this, and I did, because I told my family about this too, is the year of me getting better. And the reason why I say that is because, I've talked about it in the live stream about my new position at Georgia State here in Atlanta. I talked about, wanting to do more live streams, do more podcasting, because this is something I genuinely enjoy. I miss doing it a whole bunch, and I'm going to make sure that I do my best to do more of this kind of thing, because I really do enjoy it. Working on not saying and like, and of course a lot this year on my shows is hard, because those are classified as fillers, But I just want to get better at doing these kind of things and just making my films better, right? You guys can see me and Grant's first film together. It's called Faster. It's available on Tubi right now. And then our next film, City Never Sleeps, will be coming this month on Amazon Prime Video. Woo woo. Shout out to Prime Video and Tubi. Shout out to Grant Apollo as well. And K.L.P Studios and Kennedy Lucas Films. We've got a lot of things with that coming out for sure. So I want to do better at that. I really, really want to go further and do better when it comes down to making, movies and continue on that legacy as well. And graduating. Yes, if you guys don't know this by now, and I think I might have said it millions of times already, but I am a grad student. I am getting my MBA in project management in April. Very, very excited for that. I just registered for course number 9, so I'm a little scared because there's a professor I had 3 times already, so he's a tough grader. So I know I'll get through to him when it comes down to it. And then also after that, I start my capstone, and then after the capstone, I graduate with the MBA in project management. So it's a lot of great things coming out this year. And in May, I will be turning 28. I'm scared. 28 is up there. So it's a lot of things that I want to get better at. I am going to make sure that I keep my health up. I did get a new bike for Christmas, so I'm going to be a cyclist this year. From our studios, we're about 15 minutes from the studio here to Piedmont Park. So I will be biking it to Piedmont Park, getting that exercise in. And when I'm in the Gwinnett County area, hop on over to Crunch-Snellville for a gym session. So a lot of New Year's resolutions that are coming out. I'm stoic for, I'm excited for, and I just can't wait. I just can't wait for the new year. I just can't wait for that as well. So comment below, but maybe not here in the live stream because we're closing it out. But if you're watching or listening to the video or audio version of this stream, this podcast, you guys can check it out over there on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts as well. And we have a forum. You comment below on the forum. So that's going to wrap it up here in the live stream. But wait, we're not going to end this podcast just like that. We're going to end this podcast with a little bit of music. Now, this is a classic right here, y'all. Shout out to J-Lo.
J-Lo.
The other side, man. It's the new generation. Yeah. Let me introduce you to my party people. Hey, I just gotta say thank y'all for staying tuned as we had a new person, Danny. Shout out to Danny. Danny, you catch the end of this podcast, but you can watch and listen to it on demand too. But shout out to you. Y'all stay tuned for more podcasting this week. Pump it up like a Donka truck, darling. Thank y'all for staying tuned for this live stream. I appreciate it. I do want to thank y'all for that. I love that effect. Like I say, thank y'all for staying tuned for the podcast. Shout out to everybody for the 2024 New Year. Comment below what's your New Year's resolution. Vegas to Africa. Stay tuned for more podcasting later, y'all. Stay tuned for more podcasting later. We love it. Grab somebody, drink a little more. This goes out to everybody for 2024. Come on, J-Lo. Shout out to everybody in Atlanta. We gon' be hit on the floor. Hey. Y'all gotta love J-Lo. Y'all gotta love J-Lo for this one. Shout out to Rocco Styles. My man, we'll see you on the podcast tomorrow. K.L.P Aftermath, y'all. Stay tuned for that. Me and Rocco Styles. Can't wait for that one. For all the people who just tuned in, thank y'all, but we wrapping the podcast up. But stay tuned for it on demand. Morocco.
London to Ibiza, straight to LA, New York,
Vegas to Africa.
dance the night away, live your life and stay
On the floor. Shout out to Georgia State, man. Shout out to Georgia State.
Dance the night away.
Shout out to GGC as well. I love y'all. Shout out to all the RDs out there. We love y'all too.
Tonight we gon' be it on the floor.
Everybody who watch my movies, shout out to y'all too. Y'all love y'all. Hey, hey, it on the floor. All right, y'all, we gotta go. Be it on the floor. La, 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 la. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Thank y'all for staying tuned. On the floor. Hey.